What's going on, my friends? This is Sean, and welcome back to the blog. I have to apologize for not being around lately, but as you can see, I have stepped away from my computer for a bit in order to check out the EVO 2013 Fighting Game Championships that were held in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Paris Hotel. Now, basically, I was here to cover as much as the as much of the event as possible because I have affinity for events. I love being a part of events, and this one in particular is all about video games, fighting games in particular, in which people come from around the world. We're talking about from Japan, from Mexico, from Canada, from Singapore, all of these places around the world. They have all converged in one spot, and they all vie to try to figure out who is the best at 9 different games, a record number of games being represented on the main stage. Now, not only do we have these 9 games being represented, but we also have several side tournaments going on the show floor. In order for people who are fans of those games, whether the old school games like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or newer games like Skullgirls that was recently released for the PlayStation 3, Xbox Live Arcade, and soon to be released on Steam. These games had to be represented on the show floor in some way, shape, or form, and everybody had a great time here. So, as you can see, we're looking at one of those stations right now. This is just one of the many stations on the show floor, in which these are called pools. Pools of where several matches are being held all at once in order to whittle down high entrant numbers from like upwards of 1,600 and whittle them down all the way up to 32, 16, or even 8. And these top number of players all have their matches on day 3, or some at the end of today, which is day 2, which we're looking at right now. They all get together in front of the main stage, in front of everybody sat down there, and they compete for who would be the best at that particular game for year-long bragging rights. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of people on the show floor, but as you may have noticed, there's a lot of foot space. Now, that foot space will often be replaced by a whole bunch of chairs on day 3. And they're all set up in like a theater setting in which everybody there, the like 3,000, even maybe 4,000 people that showed up, will all be in that same room checking out the main stage, in which all the lights go low, and everybody's focus is on the main stage. And just 2 people duking it out, trying to vie for the best of that particular fighting game. It's amazing stuff, and a lot of people go crazy during those times. And in fact, I'm going to show some of that footage a little later on. But we're going to continue our little walkthrough here, as we just got through checking out the Skullgirls side tournament and stream, and even some footage of the Skullgirls beta, in which they just showed a new character they call it Squiggly, which is soon to be released as a free update to the Skullgirls downloadable game. So yes, it's definitely worth checking out. And as you can see from this sea of people, a lot of people are just gathered around, just checking out the pools. There are some top level players that they just have to check out, and some of these people are actually entrants, really checking out their competition to see what to look out for when they have to fight these people later on in the tournament. Alright, so, and when you see something this big, so many people all converge in one spot, you have to wonder how much effort, what kind of mindset did it take in order to get all of these people into one into one area and organize it in such a way such that it gets to be this huge and this successful every single year, and it grows every single year. And part of it is what you see right here. What we're looking at right here is just one of the tournament organizers, the judges, who is in charge of like a single station, and they go out of their way to call, just using their voices, no microphones or anything like that. They're calling out the matches, seeing who's available to have their next match, keeping the tournament going as quickly as possible because they have to go through so many matches in a given set period of time. It's amazing stuff. Alright, so we're going to escape from here and we're going to head over to the secondary hall where they have even more stuff going on, such as the Mad Catz booth and the Atlas booth. Atlas being one of the publishers of games like King of Fighters 13 and Persona 4 Arena. And we also have apparel producers such as Broken Tier and gaming stores such as Focus Fire. All of these places like to support the fighting game community in some way, shape, or form with their products and their sponsorships. So they always want to make a presence here in order to show their support. Very awesome that they come out and do so. And that's what we're looking at right here. To your left, we have Broken Tier, Atlas, and all of that good stuff. Now here I am just barreling through, trying to get a look at everything, trying to get everything as much of their time as possible. And I hope you appreciate this this voiceover, because as I was shooting this, I was actually talking through this, and in anticipation that I will be able to upload this video while I was there, and apparently the upload was just too strong for my hotel's internet service or my 3G service. It was just too much, so I had to make do with recording as much as possible and putting it together in such a way such that you can see it at a later date, and which is now. So if you want to see the uncut footage of all of this good stuff going on, and to get an idea of what I was doing while I was walking around, I mean, there were a lot of times in which I put down the camera in order to talk to people such as Chad of SEFdotcom, and ran into Maximilian of Assist Me, and his dog too, and his wife as well. I mean, there's so many people here that I've met at previous events. They were willing to speak to me for a little bit. Members of Mad Catz like Mark Julio and Filthy Rich. He managed to get a couple of words in. And these are all people that are really sought after by the press. So it's very humbling for me to actually get the time to spend with these people. And I think it may be because of the fact that I also come out to events like Wednesday Night Fights, which is a local fighting game tournament. It's great to be a part of such a scene that is going out of its way to really make its presence known to the world. And it's so many people came out, and they're really making it happen for themselves. I'm really proud of them. Alright, let's see what else we have. Alright, now we have the Focus Fire side tournament and the casual station over here. Just in a second, I walked past the Dive Kick booth, and Dive Kick, which is one of the games that I actually shown off during my E3 walkthrough, is it's a simple game that has only 2 buttons. You don't even use the directional pad. It's just 2 buttons, dive and kick. And they actually have quite the presence, and that's pretty understandable why, because the head guy of Shoryuken.com, his name is Adam Hart, also known as Keats. He actually made this game, and He's actually helping running this tournament right here. So this is a game that actually got green lit. It's going to be made available not only on PlayStation 3 and Xbox Live Arcade, but it's also going to be available on Steam. So that's very awesome. Very proud of the people who are behind this game. Very thankful for Iron Galaxy to help bring this out. And what you're looking at right here is the special control panel for Dive Kick, made by the people of Hitbox, the same people who did my Hitbox stickless control panel. They did this control panel right here. As you can see, it's only 2 buttons: dive and kick, and that's all you need in order to do all the moves required in this game. So it's a very simple yet very intense game of people trying to get the first hit in a round, and they must do that 5 times out of 9 rounds. Best 5 of 9, and they will win. So it's a very intense game. I can see why so many people have come out to see it, and a lot of the major events leading up to EVO. It's a very addicting game. I mean, I managed to check it out at both E3 and even myself, and I am very impressed with it. I look forward to getting it for myself when it's released. Now, as we walk past this, we're walking past the indie area, and which we'll get back to in a second. But right now, I really wanted to check out the Super Street Fighter 2 and Darkstalkers 3 side tournaments over here. As you can see, we have not only a lot of TV set up for the event, but we actually have Astro City arcade cabinet setups, which is amazing. It takes a lot of dedication to wheel these things out here. These things are not easy to move. Oh man, definitely appreciate the effort there, and these things still look beautiful. The control panels are near flawless. I look forward to when there's a guy over here in Torrance. His name is Don. He runs an arcade here, in which he's working out of his way, going out of his way in order to set up his very own arcade in his own house. And as soon as I get the word from him on the SRK forums and whatnot, I plan to go visit him in order to check out his arcade setup. It's going to be amazing stuff. And I may, and with his permission, I may cover that too. So be on the lookout for that. Now, as you can see, this side tournament was also streamed, and you just had to check out the article that had all of the streams listed in order to check out this one live as it was going on. To see this game in action for myself after so long. I mean, I used to compete in this game when it first came out in the early 90s. I think it was 94 when it came out, and I actually won my first tournament at a mall shop. It wasn't called Electronics Boutique, but it was something else. But it was located on the 3rd floor of the Fox Hills Mall, located in Culver City, and that's how I got introduced to competitive gaming myself, and really got into Street Fighter 2 at that point. It's amazing stuff, really. Okay, so after checking out the Street Fighter 2 and Darkstalkers area, I decided to check out the indie booth as promised. And I saw a lot of games like Super Combo Man and a few downloadable titles that I've seen smartphones and things of the like. But then I found something that really caught my eye. Look at this. This game that we're looking at right now is called Nidhogg. Nidhogg. And what this is a very unique take on the 2D fighting game. Basically, instead of you having 2 people whittling away at their life bars like you would see in most fighting games, you have a very large arena in which you have 2 8-bit characters duking it out in a way, in which they can easily defeat themselves in, like, you know, a simple 1 to 2 hit moves, right? And instead of them being permanently defeated, they will actually respawn to try to stop you from getting further towards their end zone. That's right. Basically, the goal of the game is to go as far towards your opponent's end zone as possible to capture territory. And if you capture all the territory, you win the match. So that's pretty much the focus on the game. And as you can see, it's very fast-paced. The fighters have quite the number of moves for a simple game like this. They can hold the swords, they can stab with them, they can throw the swords, and they can fight hand to hand. They can grab ledges, they can jump, they can even fall into the pits that you see there. There's a lot of freedom in this game, and yet it's so fast-paced and so simple in its design, in which all you have to do is just run one direction while you defeat the one character that stands in your way. Very interesting stuff, and I loved it. So what I recommend that you do is that you try to find more information about this by heading over to their website. I'll have it on the screen for you, and be sure to find as much information about it as possible. If you like this kind of thing, it looks very, very good. I gotta say, it's a 2D 8-bit fighting game action at its best. I'd have to say. Alright, so before I end this video, I really wanted to show you some day 3 footage that I've taken. As I go through the main hall where they have the main stage, you're gonna see a whole bunch of people all in one room, and when you have this many people all in one room, the energy goes through the roof, and these people are really feed off of every action that's happening on stage. I mean, there are often times in which there will be action repeated on stage so often that they will actually try to chant as if to mock the person that's doing that move over and over and over again, and that will become its new thing. It's very amazing stuff. Now, just look at this. I mean, mostly all of these seats are filled, and it goes all the way back to the end to the back of the room, and this is a very huge hall. And let's not forget the secondary hall that they have, where they had the indie setups and the Mad Catz booth. So there's even more people in there. So this, I hope this really gives you an idea of how big of a deal this is. Now, before we take off, here's some final words.
Okay, everyone. How many first-timers were here this evening? Please show of hands. Thank you all for coming. We loved having you. How many veterans do we have there? Thank you all for coming back. With that, we close the show. Thank you very much. We'll see you all next year.
And I will be back next year. And if you like what you see here, find the subscribe button and click it. It's going to keep you updated on all my future blog entries and video uploads. Until next time, this is Sean. Peace out.